Hi, YouTube. Your girl is back with another Power review. This is Power Season 6, Episode 6, Like Father, Like Son. This was a very good episode. A lot of stuff happened, and yeah, a lot of stuff that was set up. This is like um kind of the mid-season finale, or not like that, but mid-season, so a lot of stuff is going to change. The dynamic is going to change. Well, I would expect, because this is a longer season since it's the last season of Power, but it's since I think it's going to be like 15 or 20 episodes. So I feel like this is like a not mid-season, but part of, you know, it's gonna be like 15 or 20 episodes. So this is almost towards like the halfway point. So it's a lot of stuff going on and things are gonna come into play. Possibly whatever as far as like spin-off stuff. Maybe feels like it was addressed a little bit. Maybe, I'm not sure, but let me just get into it and you guys can decide for yourself. Comment below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We can discuss what we think about this. And yeah, let's get to it. So we see Lil Tariq sleeping in the bed and a gun is on his face. So I'm like, there can't be nobody because he at Tasha house. So finally, Ghost is talking to this little motherfucker the way he should have been talking to him. They've been babying this boy this whole fucking time. I'm like, why aren't y'all seeing through this? He done got into so much trouble. Address him the way he act out here in these streets. Talk to him like a street nigga, because that's what he acting like. A little stupid punk ass little street boy. Because he ain't no man. Anyway, so it got real. Kinda with Ghost. So he pulled a gun on him and he was like, well, you let Tommy into the penthouse. You didn't know if I was at home or not. You didn't see. And you left the door open or whatnot in the back. So that makes you my enemy, motherfucker. Like, and he was like, oh, Uncle Tommy said that he wasn't going to hurt you. How do you know? Yes, Tariq. How do you know that maybe if Ghost would have just happened to have come in the house or whatnot when he was coming to kill Proctor, he wouldn't have got one of them bullets. You don't know. So don't be saying Tommy said. Fuck what Tommy said. Like, they is at war and you act like you don't realize that they is sitting here trying to kill each other. Like, are you serious? But anyway, so he like, get your ass dressed. Let's go. They go to the penthouse and he was like, okay. He takes him through the house. He's like, Uncle Tommy did this. Yeah, what the fuck you thought he was gonna do? Like, it's just like, really? It's like he's trying to have that little boy. He's like, oh, I didn't know what you thought was gonna happen, Tariq. These is murderers and killers, okay? So go in there and he like, where's the rest of your shit? Like, money and whatnot. So he's like, it's in Raina's room. It's where Raina used to hide everything. He's like, oh, Raina had nothing to hide. He was like, you didn't know where to find it. So I go into Raina's room into hit the little stash, and then he's like, I could get it. And then he's like, what, you gonna rob me? He was like, hey, no boys get robbed every day, boy. That's the part of the life. Like, this is him. This episode, I feel like you want to sit here and be big and bad. You don't get to just have the good parts of the drug life. Like, oh, I'm selling drugs, I'm making money, it's fun. No, you can die. You can get robbed. Your family can get killed. Like, real shit happened to Rick. Real shit happened. But anyway, sorry. I'm just angry. And I was just so happy about the lessons that Tariq learned in this episode. So I'm just kind of hype about that. My bad. But anyway, he also asked Tariq, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor or whatever, because I know I can't trust you and shit. I need you to never talk to Tommy again. If you talk to him, I'm going to tell him that you're the one who stole drugs out of his fucking warehouse. And he's like, oh, don't tell him that. I'm like, yeah, all right, homie. So Keisha and Tommy are at Keisha's house or whatnot, and he's sitting there thinking, and she's like, what's going on, Tommy? You thinking about how Ghost coming for us and this? So I'm like, girl, what the fuck you think? But anyway, so he like, yeah, Keisha, and he gives her a gun to protect herself because he can't be with Keisha 24/7 and make sure niggas ain't after trying to murder her or whatnot. So she tells him, like, look, you need to turn your back on Tariq. He was like, no, I can't turn my back on that kid. After all he's been through, I'm all he got and whatnot. I'm like, you should have been washed your hands of that little nigga. Sorry, Tommy, you sitting here seeing stuff that boy is just not the same after all this stuff. He's just not. So, but at this point, Tommy like, oh no, and I was like, y'all need to stop being so soft on Tariq. This is a very Tariq heavy episode, but a whole bunch of other shit happens. Yeah, so it jumps to Tasha and Ghost talking about Tariq as well. Um, Tasha is saying like Tariq is too far gone for y'all to keep being soft and be a baby and him. Tasha is, she was just standing in the background most of this episode and observing. Like you can tell she been observing her son's behavior. That's her son. She know he got some of both of them in her. So she's observing and looking at the moves that he making and the things that he's doing. So because Ghost talking about some, I'm gonna get him. He's still just hell bent on Tariq not being in the game and having the life that he did not have, and putting him in school through college and teaching him how to be a good, successful man legitimately. And that's what Ghost wants him to have. He's like, we're putting this drug stuff behind us. You can't put it behind him if he don't want it behind him. He's not committing saying, oh dad, I'm so sorry, I got in too deep. He is not apologetic in any kind of way. He don't look like he don't want to change. So why is you sitting here trying to make these decisions for this boy? This boy can make his own decisions and he has already decided. So whatever. But he's saying he's gonna try to get him into another school because he got kicked out of Choke. So he's still trying to put this boy on the path of the straight and narrow, and it's just really not gonna happen because that boy, he just, again, like I said, he's too far gone. So from there, yeah. Okay, so we at the warehouse. Two Big Grimace. Oh yeah, because Tommy, after when he was talking to Keisha, he was like, why don't you go to the, do inventory or whatnot, and do some work because she just needs something to do. So, at the warehouse, Two Big Grimace and Spank are already doing inventory, and then Two Big happens to notice that a box of product is just filled with like foam and shit, and ain't got no product, and somebody has stolen from them. We all know that this is Tariq at this point, but they don't know, and neither does Tommy. So they like, who stole it? Keisha happens to walk in, and he like, it's some product missing. Somebody stole it. It was like, well, who could have stole it if we the only people who know about this warehouse? Y'all is not the only only few people that know about that damn warehouse. Don't be so stupid. So yeah, she looking and she's talking about who found the empty box of product, and then Two Bit was like, I did, and she was like, okay, it's real convenient, for the person if only select few know about the warehouse. It's real convenient that the person who discovered it could possibly be the one who stole it. And he gets upset because this boy got anger issues. He like, I ain't steal shit. If I want to steal something, I take that chain off your neck. And I'm like, really? You'll take her chain instead of like a bunch of drugs? It was just stupid the way he came at Keisha. And then he was all aggressive and shit. And she was like, I'm going to call Tommy. And then he's like, you ain't about to call nobody because we already know how Tommy get when he get angry and shit. So let's not have him go off on a rampage or whatnot. But she was like, actually, matter of fact, I'm about to go talk to him to his face. So Two Big grabs her arm, and then she's like, you get your fucking hands off me or whatnot. And then, she just get mad and leave. And then, Grimace and Spank is like, why did you put your hands on his woman? He's like, man, shit ain't been right since Keisha got here. Shit always go bad when women get involved. So whatever. That is not true. When stupid bitches get involved, that's when it get bad. Or if it wasn't a day one or A1 like Tasha, wasn't nothing going wrong with Tasha and Ghost. Ghost fucked that shit up with the drug game, not Tasha. So don't be sitting here blaming all women. Keisha's just stupid. Anyway, from there, Keisha storms off, and they like, what are we gonna do now? Because they're gonna have to deal with Tommy whenever he finds this shit out. So from there, let me go. It jumps to Ramona asking Derek, the white dude that Tay put his hands on and is also fucking his wife. she asked Derek, where is Tate? He's like, oh, he doing something with some church. She was like, I'm sorry, but God is not gonna win him this election. I am or whatnot, blah 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 blah. We need to find him. So Derek starts piecing the things together. He sees that his wife Cassandra is not in the office, and neither is Tate. So he puts two and two together, and then it cuts to Tate and Cassandra getting buck wild freak nasty and fucking and shit. And then Derek busts in. He's like, really, Cassandra? This is fucked up, blah, blah, blah. So, and then she was like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to find out about this until after the campaign was over. She didn't seem that remorseful, but she was like, we've been having problems for a long time. And excuse me, y'all. Let me try to turn this because I don't want all eyes on me. Sorry, people. I'm recording in my living room today because I could not get into my dining room because that is being occupied right now. But anyway, I digress. So he goes and finds, and then he tells Tate, like, oh, you're gonna regret this. Out of all the shit that I know, I can take this to the opposition and get and feed this information, the information that I do know about you, because you know he was doing Derek knows a lot of Tate's dirty shit, and he's dug up shit on motherfuckers for him. So that's just not a smart move for Tate to even just like be fucking this man's wife. He should have been doing it in the first place. But yeah, so he says you're gonna regret this, Tate, for doing this, blah blah. So now Tate's like, fuck. So from there, whoo, to the other side, blah 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 blah. Keisha goes home. It jumps to Keisha. She goes home. She's looking for Tommy. Well, she goes to the loft. She's looking for Tommy, texting Tommy, like, where you at? I need to talk to you right now. So she hears a knock on the door. So she grabs the gun and she goes to the door because she don't know who the fuck could be at Tommy's door at this point. Turns out it's little Tariq. Hey, Keisha, is Tommy around? No. Who you asking for? You a ghost. Like, no, I just really need to talk to him right now. And then she was like, look, Tariq, you may be fooling other people, but you should have got his, like, you done got your ass into way too much shit. Every time you come around, your father pop up right behind you. They should have whooped your ass a long time ago. I'm like, don't be trying to write Keisha being kind of smart this episode, because I saw that happening. I mean, comment below if y'all feel like, okay, they tried to make Keisha have a little bit more brains this episode. I'm like, okay, but we didn't already, we didn't already weighed in on how dumb she can be. So just she trying to get smart this time. Okay, Keisha, whatever. But she was right. They should have whooped his ass a long time ago. She can even see that this boy is not who he was. And he's almost, please, Aunt Keisha, I need to talk to him. Is he in Brooklyn? She was like, no, why would he be in Brooklyn? So that, goes off of her mind because, the warehouse is in Brooklyn. And then she asked him, where did you get them? How was you? Where did he get the drugs and stuff from, or whatever? And then she was like, oh. And then he was like, oh, Canaan. She's like, So she's like, yeah, right, boy. And then she was like, you need to get the fuck up out of here. I got love for you, but every time you come around, some bullshit pop off. You need to go. And then he's like, oh, I was just trying to look for. Just tell Tommy I was looking for him. She's like, whatever, boy, get from around him. So he leaves Tom as he's leaving Tommy's apartment. Tasha is waiting outside for him because now she's clocking his moves. So she keeping an eye on him. She ain't saying much this episode, but she's keeping an eye on her son and seeing the moves that he's making and things that he's doing. So he was like, you can't tell Dad. She was like, oh, I'm not going to tell Dad. I'm going to bring you to him, and you are going to tell your father after he specifically told your ass not to talk to Tommy. He said, I went to go say goodbye, but he told you to stay away from Tommy, and you went straight to Tommy. You gonna tell him your stuff. I ain't gonna tell him shit. So she's like, get in the car, and they going off. So from there, sorry, y'all. My notes I'm trying to read. So it jumps to the Fed office with Detective Blanca, NYPD, and Warren, the head of the task force or whatever now. And she's talking to Warren, and he's like, yeah, she said that his story seems credible, but it's like holes in his story, Tariq, because she questioned him, and she's like, some just not adding up. And then he was like, what? He was like, he mentioned that Lisa Marie and Proctor were there or whatnot, but he did not mention at all that they were staying house guests of theirs. So she just finds that a little like peculiar that he did not mention that at all. So she wants to look more into that. And Sax comes in. Oh no, not this time. Was Sax coming? Oh no, Sax was there at the time, and then he sends him off because he needed to because Lindsay was there, like talking to Sax right before, a couple days before the whole Parker thing, and he's like to send Sax off to go find out more information as far as this whole case. After he leaves, Warren talks to Blanca like, "Hey," because he can tell that he already knew Sax was on some other shit because he comes from the other police officer, that whole task force with Angela and all of them. Ain't wasn't nobody right because everybody was sitting here doing shady dealings within that office. And he asked Blanca to help him and get some information on Sax to see what he doing and what the fuck is going on, and just dig deeper into him because he knows Sax ain't right and he doing some ill practices. And then she was like, "Oh, I'm just here to solve Angela Valdez's murder. I'm not here to help you investigate the corruption in this office." He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You thought that was me asking you." So he's pretty much like, "No, bitch, I'm telling you that you need to find me some shit on Sax. That wasn't a fucking request. That's an order." So from there, I mean, he called her a bitch or nothing, but that's just me. Anyway, so from there, um, we see Tate. Oh, it jumps to Tate, Dre, and James St. Patrick because he doing his community service stuff. So he's James St. Patrick at now with a photo op at Tate's little headquarters, getting Dre his daughter Heaven back. And he was like, "Oh, thank you," and they made it a whole press photo op of him getting his daughter and talking about the bureaucracy of all these kids who are stuck in the system away from their parents and how he's going to crack down on that, blah 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 blah. Photo op. So he's like, "Thank you so much, Tate, but I'm gonna need you not to release these photos until after the campaign is over, because he can't just be letting people know that he out in the streets and all this other stuff is going, because motherfuckers, he got people after him. He just can't be just in pictures smiling and shit with his daughter." So he was like, "Okay, yeah, we'll save it for the website." I was like, "Okay." So from there, Dre and Ghost have a little talk. He's saying, you know, good job. Make sure that you keep your daughter close to you because I'm going to be introducing you to Jason soon. So be ready because it's happening soon. I'm gonna come in on my promise. Blah blah blah. So he was like, he asked him, or he accuses him of killing Maria Suarez or whatever her name is, the one who was going to testify against Ghost. Her first name was Maria. And he was like, "I didn't do that, but it's better off that she is dead. It's better for both of us." He was like, "All right, whatever." So it jumps to inside Tate's office, in his office, private office, and Ramona. And she was like, "Was it the pussy worth it? You sitting here, of all the fucking people, you can fuck anybody you want to, but you sitting here fucking a married woman who works for you, and the husband worked for you in your campaign. Why would you be so sloppy and so stupid?" And he was like, "We can make this a better thing." He was like, "I'm a single man and blah blah blah." And she's like, "Exactly, you could go fuck anybody. So why are you just being sloppy?" And he's just so egotistical, Tate's character or whatnot. So she's just saying, "Now we got to find a way to clean it." He was like, "I'll get this hand." She's like, "No, I will handle this." She trying to be a little fixer too, because you done already fucked this shit up. And every time you say you're going to do some shit right, you be fucking up. So she's on the case. She's on the case trying to resolve this shit and get shit done. And then James St. Patrick comes into his office and he was like, "Oh, was it worth it? Was the pussy worth it?" He was like, "Man, whatever, He was like, "But this could be a problem for you, James, because I had Derek dig up dirt on you too. So he knows a good amount, not done too crazy, but he knows a good amount about you that you ain't clean. And if I get set up and kicked off of office and all that, and my dirty laundry is aired out, yours will be exposed as well. So do you have any suggestions on how we can solve this Derek problem?" And he was like, "I'm on it. But do you have any connections on the Callister prep school because he's still trying to get Tariq ass, trying to make fetch happen with this boy, trying to get him back into school. So he was like, I'll make a few calls. So they make a little deal on that. From there, we see Tommy is coming up on Jason, and he's standing there with some Hispanic cat, and then he's like, "Oh, hey," because Tommy was doing a up or whatever in Jason's little headquarters, and he's like, "Oh, Tommy, this is Rodolfo," and he is his Cali distro or whatnot. And he was like, hey, he was like, since you moved all that weight in such a short amount of time, maybe I'm underestimating you. Maybe I can get you to send you down to Cali so you can learn shit there and start, expansion and shit on the drug game. So from there, now is that Rodolfo dude? Is he someone that like that name sounds super familiar? And I didn't look it up before I started doing this review about who he is and the connect or like if he's of some significance. If he is, I'm gonna look it up right after this, but comment below so to tell everybody else if he is of significance other than that. So just let me know too. So from there, Tommy like, oh, okay, whatever, I'll get up with y'all later. He was just coming in, just introducing him or whatever. So from there, Tommy finally comes home and Keisha's there and she tells him what happened about how Tupac grabs up on her and how the product was missing. And she also told him about Tariq and how she thinks Tariq is the one that stole that product. And he was like, nah, Tariq would never steal from me. I'm like, Tommy, you sitting here thinking the world of this child, but look at how much shit he has gotten y'all into and all the stuff he's been doing. Why are you sitting here still playing stupid when you know, like just open your eyes, Tommy, because you ain't really thinking logically when it comes to this boy. And this boy is grimy as fuck. So you need to open your eyes. And that's pretty much what Keisha's trying to tell him too. Like, I know you think he's something. I love Tariq too. I've been there since, he grew up around me. But he is not that same boy. And he is not. And Tommy is just being real slow to realize that he the last one to realize this shit. I mean, wake up, Tommy. So from there, let me see. Oh, from there, Tariq meets up with Dre, and he was like, "Yeah, he's like, yeah, Tariq mentions how he saved his life, so he's like, yeah, I owe you or whatnot." And he was like, "I need some way." He's like, "Ghost took my money. I ain't got no product. I ain't got no connect. I don't have nothing. I need you to help me out." And he was like, "Man, I ain't got shit right now either." He's like, "Well, I know you sitting there working with my dad or whatnot. I know you got something going on." He was like, "Nah, homie, I ain't got shit going on right now, but some shit is in play right now. And once it is completely finished, come holler back at me. I'll get some shit for you and you can come work for me." He's like, "Oh, for real?" He's like, "Yeah, little homie, I got you. I got you." He was like, "Man, fuck that. I don't believe you." At least Tariq being smart about Dre, because he was like, "I know that I can't trust your ass." And then he's like, "You ain't changed." Dre's like, "Shit, your ass ain't changed either." So Dre goes and digs in his little duffel bag and hands him Tariq some weight. He's like, "You move this and come back to me. And from there, then we going to be in business for real, for real." He's like, "All right, cool." So that's how that little meeting with him and Dre went. I'm like, Tariq, he's just calling on anybody. Let me see. So from there, Detective Blanca goes to see little Elisa Marie at school, and then she has her backpack, and then she was like, "Thank you for bringing it back." She was like, "Did you see anybody before you and Tariq went to go to get hot chocolate?" She was like, "No, we just went to go get hot chocolate and that was it." She was like, "Through the back door." She was like, "Yeah." So her story adds up with Tariq. She's like, "Did you see anybody, anything?" And then she kind of cuts her off. She's like, "Where is my unicorn?" She's like, "What?" She's like, "My unicorn. Mommy always has me take it with me to daddy's house." And she always, so I could remember her, and she always tells me to make sure that I have it when I go to daddy's house. So Blanca like, that sounds a little sus. So then she kind of added those two things together. And where's the unicorn? We all know that Sax has it. So she's thinking, and she's trying to think like, okay, I need to go find this unicorn that this little girl's talking about. So from there, Ghost walks up on Derek and while he cleaning out his shit, he in the garage. I thought, was he gonna kill him? I'm like, it'd be real sloppy. It wouldn't be the smartest thing to kill him, but no. He's like, Derek's like, I'm not gonna be open to intimidation and all this and blah blah blah, whatever. He was like, I'm not trying to counsel you on your relationship and the last person to give some marriage advice, but why don't you use this to your advantage? How about I make you an offer? So from there it cuts off. So we don't hear the offer that Ghost offers Derek. But then it jumps back to Blanca. She's all up and rummaging in Sax's office. I guess his office ain't locked, or maybe she broke it. I don't know. And she finds the unicorn that little Elisa Marie was speaking of. So now she has the bug, and they're going to hear what's on it. So the only thing that was implicated on there, remember, y'all, nothing was talking to like Tommy, Ghost, none of them are on that. It's just the murder, not the murder, but it's just Proctor, who is now dead, not helping his wife when the drug overdose. So it don't really matter. I mean, there's nobody implicated but Proctor, but it shows collusion and it shows that Sachs has some undermined shit going on, and that tap was illegal and not signed off on or nothing. So they gonna find that out. So Sachs, your days is numbered once you get that back to Warren. From there, we jump to the Callister's prep school, where little Tariq St. Patrick and Tasha and James are trying to get him in to school. He's doing a little interview, and then he's like, "Oh, what are your son's weaknesses?" And he's like, "Oh, he always wants to solve stuff on his own, blah 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 blah." They just saying his weaknesses and then his strengths. He's independent. He's very motivated, blah blah blah. And then they asked Tariq, or whatnot. He was like, "Well, why things didn't work for him at Cho?" He was like, "Well, I feel like I miss my connection to the city, and I just wanted to be in a more diverse background, diverse environment. And I feel like the Callister school, whatever, blah blah blah." So he gets into school, and I'm like, a little motherfucker. So they go back to Tasha's house. Tasha calls him out about after she was like, I hope you're gonna be up on your school stuff. And he was like, yeah, I already read that shit. This school ain't shit compared to Cho. That shit is easy. So, oh, so you better be getting straight A's. He was like, yeah, I got this. She was like, you need to tell your father, like, hey, you got something to say to your father? He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And I went to go see Tommy or whatnot. And then he was like, I think he knows that I'm the one that no, he went to go see Tommy, and Keisha was there, and he didn't get to see Tommy, but Keisha knows that he stole them drugs from Tommy, and he's so scared. Dad, can you please help me? I'm like, shut the fuck up. And Ghost like, I got this. All right, whatever. So we jump to Ramona and Cassandra. They're meeting up. So she's like, we can spin this affair. You said your marriage was over anyway. We can just spin it and say that y'all just fell for each other, the long, grueling hours and the glances across the room, blah, blah, blah. Spin it to be like a little love story. And then she proposes like, oh, why don't y'all just, get married and blah, blah, blah. She has a contract and probably an NDA and everything. How many carats of a ring do you want? And she was like, Tate's a good fucking all, but she's like, I don't want shit from him as far as like marriage or nothing. I want to marry that nigga. She's like, I only believe about 65% of what he says. Like, I don't trust him. She's like, and then I like this part because don't be assuming that women just want to jump on some dude's dick and then just ride off into the sunset and be a little Miss Housewife. She didn't want no damn ring. She wanted power. She wanted a lower seat. And she wanted to run for council and make sure that she had the backing of the DNC. Smart girl, very smart. Fuck that nigga. You don't need it. He ain't nothing but problems anyway. She saw that he was trouble. The dick was good, but he wasn't offering nothing but dick. So, girl, get yours. So from there, Ramona was like, okay, we can use your looks and all that for that district or whatnot. She was like, you didn't say anything about intelligence. She was like, right. So, girl, but she was smart. Dude. Ramona was just being petty. So from there, Ghost pops up on Keisha in a parking lot again. He just popping up everybody in parking lots today. And he says her, like, and she's trying to reach for her gun. He's like, oh, you ain't got to do all that. He's like, I'm just trying to give you an out. Like, shit ain't going to be working out for Tommy. You ain't about this life. Keisha, let me write you a check. I'm like, Ghost, well, how you still got some money to write off a check to Keisha? Talking about, so why don't you set up somewhere else nice? Why don't you go to take cash and go to Atlanta? Because at some point you're gonna have to make a choice between the two men in your life. And we all know, Keisha gonna choose her child if it goes to that. So he hands Keisha a check. We don't see the check or how much the check is because last time he tried to offer somebody a check, things didn't go so well. But we'll see. All right. So from there, Sax and Dre meet up, and he was like, "Hey man, after this whole shit with that went down, I ain't got nothing for you. You can't really do shit on me either. Like you ain't got shit on me. I got my daughter back. You have no leverage. Uh, so I ain't got shit to tell you about no James St. Pat or Ghost or nothing. So fuck off." Because he tries to put an ankle bracelet on him and tries to get him, like, oh, you gonna be my snitch. You still gonna be my snitch. And then he was like, okay, I ain't got shit on you. All right, well, as soon as you go home, they're going to be arresting you for the murder of Maria Suarez. He's like, I ain't do that shit. And he was like, it don't matter. Did you? It doesn't matter. But, he was just threatening him with the bullshit. And because he can just throw the charges at him, and then Dre will end up back in jail again, and so he can clear his name and all that, and or they can just pin his ass for the murder. So he's like, fuck. So he puts the fucking ankle bracelet on him, and he's like, you are not. I'm not done with you until you find me some fucking information on James St. Patrick. So that's that. So Jason and Ghost are talking, and he was like, he's trying to talk up Dre because they're supposed to be having this meeting, so he can be the new distro, and then so Ghost can kill Tommy and all that. He tells Ghost like, okay, that sounds good and all, but I still got to meet this nigga. You ain't just like, oh, just do this dude. He's like, I have to like him, and whatnot. I'm just not gonna just take your word for anything. He's like, I worked with this dude before. He's good. I mean, whatever. Dre is good, but he got a lot of shit going on. So he was like, okay, well, bring him back. He's like, why don't you just bring him by tonight, and I'll decide for myself on if I want him to be my new distro and allow you to kill Tommy. So they agree on that. So at the warehouse, it is Too Big, Grim, and Spanky, and Tommy is sitting there with a gun, and he was like trying to tell Grimace and Spank, y'all need to leave because I need to talk to Two Bit alone. So he think he's like gonna kill him or whatnot. And he was Spank is like, come on, man, shit just ain't been the same since Keisha came out. And plus, she the one that started it. Like, come on. He was like, really, do you want this smoke, Spank? Because this is between me and Two Bit. He was like, nah, but I'm just saying though, like, you killing him, it just ain't, it's just not productive. Like, we need to work together and not be murdering or whatnot. So it just turns out that he was like, I believe that you shouldn't put your hands on my girl, whatnot, but I don't believe that you stole from me either. But he fires him and he fires Spank. So they like, fuck. So they out of a job, but at least they got to walk away with their life. So Tate proposes to Ramona that they should join forces and they should be married because that'll knock off her shady past of the infidelities and stuff that she had back with whoever she was married to, and all the shit that was going on with Tate. It will wipe their slates clean, and they can just become this powerful couple, and they can ride off into government greatness, whatever. And she was like, nigga, I don't want to marry you either. Like, no, nobody want to marry. She's like, you got great reviews from Cassandra, but I'm looking for more than some dick. And you sitting there proposing to me thinking like I don't already have feelings for someone else. And I'm like, girl, you got feelings for someone else? Who? James. Girl, shut up. Like, she really want that D from him. She just want to see what that do so bad. Like, girl, you don't want it. You don't want it. It just causes problems. So from there, uh, James comes in with Derek, and he says that now he's going to give Derek a big old fat promotion. He's going to be the manager or whatever of the Queen's Child Project. So that solves the problem because he took the deal from Ghost, and that's the offer that he offered him when they was up in the parking lot. So That problem is solved. Ramona walks off with him so he can go sign an NDA, and everything is everything with that. So hey, everybody got a little something what they want. So everybody should be cool. Shouldn't be coming up. So we see Two Bit and Spank walking around, and then so they come up with the plan like, man, it's gonna be hard for us to get another job or whatnot. How about we just how can they just make back up with Tommy? Because they just still want to work with Tommy. I'm like, that nigga crazy. He be killing y'all just off of nothing. But they want to go back and work with Tommy. And they was like, you know what? We should go kill Ghost Star. Still, they was like, yeah, if we kill Ghost, that'd be great. And we could bring him to Tommy. And yeah, like a cat goes and kills a mouse and and brings it to its owner. That's what they feel, I guess. That they just want to please Tommy and get back in the game with him. But then they switch it. They're like, man, it's some bullshit because Keisha it's all of Keisha's fault anyway because it's just like fucked up. So they was like, you know what? How about we then Two Bit or Spank, they in the car and he sees the picture of Dre getting his daughter back and Tate and all that. He was like, oh, fuck killing ghosts. Let's get that nigga Dre and let him bring him to him and let him kill him just like Jason had Tommy do with the Alicia Jimenez, and that way he'll definitely take us back, y'all. And then it was like, what we need to do, we still got the problem with Keisha. What are we gonna do? He's like, why don't we have scare her straight, like not hurt her or nothing, but scare her. He was like, man, we can't do it. So it's like, well, how about I get my one dude, whatever, we get him to go do it and scare her or whatnot and scare her and run her out of town so she don't even want to be about that life no more and she'll just leave. So they're like, all right, so they trying to put that plan to scare Keisha and get rid of her so they can go back and have time to themselves and all that. So we finally see Tariq and Tommy meeting on the rooftop, and Tommy is like, he asked him straight out, like, hey man, are you the one that stole my drugs from my warehouse? He was like, man, he's like, oh no, Uncle Tommy, I didn't steal from you. This is this. I got that from Canaan, blah, blah, blah. And he asked him again, like, Tariq, I just need you to tell me the truth. Like, you can see it in Tommy's eyes. Like, he just really needs the truth from this boy because this is his last hope of loving and caring about Tariq. But Tariq finally tells him, like, he's like, don't lie to me, just tell me the truth. Finally tells him, like, yes, I stole it because I was in too deep with Vincent. I had no more drugs. So I came and I stole from you. So fucking Tommy yokes his ass up and hangs him over the fucking building. He's like, Uncle Tommy, don't hurt me, no, Uncle Tommy. He was like, nigga, I've killed people for less shit. He's like, the only reason you alive is because you was family and all that, but you didn't sit here. And then he's like, you want to be about this life. This is the life. You can't just be sitting here stealing shit from motherfuckers like you would be dead by now. He was like, I'm just tired of your shit, Tariq. And I thought we were family, but you just showing some snake ass behavior, just like your father, like son. So he was like, I guess we not family no more. He's like, I'm done with you. So he's washed his hands. So now Tariq has absolutely nobody on his side. He's fucked up at this point. Like, now Tommy don't fuck with you. So you really fucked up. So from there, yeah, because he can't be trusted. So now Tariq has nobody. So whoever Spank and Two Bit hired or whatever comes over to Keisha's shop while she's like comes in while she's closed. Like, why hadn't she had the door locked already? It was looked really dark in there and like she was clearly closed, but why wouldn't you lock your shit up like right away? So he walks in. She's like, oh, I'm sorry, we're closing. She don't really look too much. And then he's like, oh, okay. So he puts the umbrella in the door, runs up on Keisha with a knife and shit, trying to attack her. She fights free and she runs, and he says something about, ghost or whatnot. And he so I guess just to make it look like Ghost put the hit out on her, but we all know that's not the truth. She runs, grabs her fucking gun from her purse, and shoots homeboy dead. I'm like, damn, Keisha, you ain't ready for this shit. You ain't ready. You ain't. But okay, girl, live your best life. All right. So from there, she's totally shook after this. So we go back to Two Bit and Spank, and they get they have Dre now. So they bring Dre to the warehouse to Tommy, And Tommy is like, man, I'm about to kill this motherfucker right now and everything. And he was like, no, he shows him the ankle bracelet. Like, look, man, the feds got a tag on me. So if you do something to me, they're going to automatically know. And he was like, yeah, whatever, fuck that. And he was like, he takes Dre's phone. And in the phone, he sees a text from Ghost saying, you better be ready because I'm going to introduce you to Jason tonight. Be ready. And from there, before he could even like do anything, but he tells Two Big Spank and Grimace to take Dre out of there and to put this nigga in the dirt. And so they gotta take Dre out and just go take him somewhere and kill him. So from there, in between all of this, Keisha calls Tommy frantic and crying like, Tommy, you gotta get here right now. Just come. Where are you? Just come. So he comes to the shop or whatnot. And Keisha just sitting on the floor crying and shit. And then he's like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? And then she was like, this motherfucker came on here trying to kill me and stuff. And he had Ghost name all up in his mouth and whatnot. So he coming after me now telling me, I just want to go move to the suburbs. I ain't wanted this stuff. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. What you thought this man is a murderer, a drug dealing murderer? What did you think was going to happen when shit start coming down? Like, who you think gonna get it? The people he love and stuff. Like, girl, what do you ain't watch no movies. But anyway, you know how this shit go. Don't play stupid, Keisha. So she was like, I just don't want to go through with this. And he was like, okay, I'm going to always protect you, Keisha. And because she's like, I want to call the police. He's like, and then how you going to explain your gun, Keisha? What you going to do? And she was like, oh. And he was like, now help me. He's like, I'm going to always protect you and stuff and everything. But now help me get this dude legs. He heard her, what she was saying, but we still got to get rid of this body girl. Like, come on, get it together. So they go and dispose of Homeboy's body. But they don't show it, but you know, that's what happens. And they cut off. So we all know that Dre was supposed to meet with Ghost. He ain't showed up, and Ghost is sitting there talking to Jason, and he like, damn, where the fuck, where's your dude at? And then Tommy walks up, and then he was like, look, Ghost, it looked like your motherfucking plan for this new distro is not working. Tommy here, he already know about what's going on, so your plans are foiled anyway. So there is more money to be made in peace, not war, which is true because everybody distracted and shit trying to kill each other. So from now on, both of y'all gonna be working for me, and then I will cut the taxes that I've been charging y'all. And then if y'all can't do this, I'm gonna double the shit. So he's like, y'all gonna work together, and that's that. Like, fuck this. I'm tired of all this bickering and shit. Y'all gonna get it together and work together. So now y'all both working for me. Fuck that. I'm tired of the fucking fighting. Y'all need to get it together and work and move this weight. So now Tommy and Ghost have to work together, or Jason gonna kill. He's like, and if one of y'all pops up dead, I'm gonna kill the other. So they pretty just much can't kill each other, or you know, they gonna get killed anyway. I'm like, damn, is Jason this powerful? Because I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, why haven't they addressed it? Because Ghost said it a long time ago to address this fucking Jason situation. Maybe they just didn't feel like being bothered with Jason, or to deal with the repercussions. I'm not quite sure exactly how powerful Jason is. I know he's very powerful, but I'm like, damn, they killed the Jimenez. That's fucking Mexican cartel or whatnot. So why can't you just take out Jason? Like, come on, man. Is he just pimping the shit out of y'all? But whatever. So from there we see Two Bit, Grimace, and Spank. They got, you know, somewhere with Dre, and got him tied up not well, because Dre, we can see the back of his hands, and he's like moving and trying to get out of the handcuffs. I'm like, y'all some bad criminals, or bad at kidnapping motherfuckers or whatnot. And Dre actually ends up getting free, but they're trying to figure out a way to dispose of Dre, or kill Dre and dispose of him with at least problems, so they ain't got to deal with it. So they said they're gonna call in one dude or whatnot. So Two Bit and Spank walk off and tell Grimace like, hey, just watch this nigga, don't let him do nothing. He's like, all right. And then Dre is like, by this time when they all talking, and then they walk off, and Grimace is the only one watching Dre. I was like, oh, this don't even seem good, because you see Dre getting free, so his hands are free, but he's just still got him behind him, because he's trying to think of what move he gonna make. So he's sitting there, because his mouth is covered. And I was like, fuck. I was like, why couldn't it be fucking Two Bit left behind? But you know, him and Spank are close, so that's why they walked off together. So he's like, man, just let me call my daughter. I know y'all gonna kill me anyway, and I know they ain't gonna let me call her. And that just calls to Grimace's heartstrings. And he's like, all right, man, let me, he gets his phone out to let him. And then Dre reaches for his gun and blows his motherfucking brains out. I was like, fuck. He was a real one. And I'm like, Tommy ain't got no good ones. I mean, Spank ain't bad, but that was Tommy's fucking G. And I'm like, now he really, really, really gonna want to kill Dre ass. Because, and I'm just mad. R.I.P. Grimace, man. He was a gentle giant. I mean, he was like, murdering and drug dealing, but he was a gentle giant. And he was, at least he cared about the children and stuff like that. But you can't be soft in this game, Grimace. You just can't. Because look where it got you. Whew, so sad. So from there, I'm still upset. But anyway, we go to Sax and Warren and Detective Blanca, and he calls him out because they got the unicorn. He's playing the Proctor recording of him, letting Lindsay die and shit. And he was like, oh, so you had this thing and you decided to brush it under the rug because you were using him for something else. But for what? Why would you let that slide? What were you trying to get? What was going on? And then Sex is trying to cover his ass and snake his way out of this. But it was like, he's like, nah, he's like, you sitting here trying to work and get these criminals, but all these criminals you working with, they should have taught you one thing about how not to get fucking caught, stupid. So from there, he puts him on administrative leave, and he was like, when I'm done with you, you're gonna be disbarred and your ass gonna be in jail. So by Sax, because I don't know what if he gonna come back from this, because Warren just ain't having it. He told him from the jump, I'm gonna give you enough string, enough rope to hang yourself, and there he goes. So bye Sax. We'll see if he pops back up on some other shit, but for right now, he had a commission. Unless he comes up with some real good shit, it's a done data for him. So from there, Ramona and James are talking, and then he was like, I heard about she tells him about the proposal. He's like, oh, what did you say? She was like, oh, I told him that I had my eyes on somebody else. I feel for somebody else. He's like, oh, really? But then Tommy walks up and he was like, Tommy, this ain't a good time, homie, because they're in truth or whatnot. And Tommy walks up, he's like, this ain't a good time, this ain't a good time. And he was like, bye, lady. We need to talk. Bye, lady. So he's like, I'm sorry, Ramona, excuse us. And so Ramona just scurries on off. And Tommy accuses him, like, hey, you sat here and oh yeah. Because when he met with Keisha and they was disposing of the body, she tells him that Ghost tried to bribe her to leave town and leave Tommy altogether. So from there, he's like, oh, Keisha told you. He was like, yeah, you tried to buy her off, and then you sent a hint out on her. He was like, I ain't trying to fucking kill Keisha. He's like, I offered her the money, but I ain't trying to kill that girl. And he was like, yeah, you trying to get back at me for killing Angela. And I'm like, for one, the love between you and Keisha is nowhere near the love between Angela and James. So please don't do it, Tommy. Just don't. But he was like, I could never pay you back for killing Angela. Like the hurt that he suffered so deep from the love of his life. So whatever. So he was like, but you know what we got to do, right? So finally, they're on the same fucking page. Kill Jason. He's like, yeah, we're gonna find a location, and I'll be the one to pull the trigger. All right. So they're joining together yet again just to kill Jason. So all things of them trying to kill each other are off until Jason is dead. So from there, almost done, y'all. Almost done. It's a long one. A lot happened. Tommy takes Keisha out to the burbs to some big dumbass house. And she's like, what are we doing out here? Why we drive all out here, Tommy? What are we doing? And he was like, I just want to show you, give you the keys to your new house. He was listening to her, he listened, got her a house out in the suburbs. So now they got a big ass house for her and Cash to just be at and be normal, a nice little family and everything. But that ain't Tommy. It's just not. Tommy good at his love of selling drugs out in the hood, but whatever. He got her a house. So from there, we get on the last scene, and it's Tariq and Tasha. And Tasha, like I said, she was watching him this whole episode. She's been watching him this whole time and seeing the moves that he's been making. So she asked him, was the thing with Vincent, was that a hustle? And was he supposed to get a cut originally? He was like, yeah. And then she was like, Tariq, I know It's like she knows that Tariq is too far gone, and I'm looking like, is she about to do what I think she about to do, or say what I think she about to say? And indeed she does, because Tasha is about that life. She don't, she's done drugs with that other connect dude, what's his name, Zach or whatever. Anyway, so she's just about that life, and she never wants to leave the game anyway. She was like, your father wants all this stuff for you, but I see that you just not gonna let things go or whatnot. And I just can't say, but I just need you to stop lying to me, Tariq. I need you to make sure that you just never lie to me again. So she propositions to him. She's like, you gonna go to school and do this? He's like, yeah, ma, I know I'm gonna do. She's like, nah. He's like, I'm gonna teach you. You gonna learn. And he's like, yeah, I know I'm gonna go to school, ma. She's like, nah. You sit here making all these sloppy ass mistakes and stuff because you don't know the right things to do. So she tells him that she gonna teach him the life and he can be better than his father ever was. So from there, you know, I guess that could be a good ass spinoff, just Tasha and Tariq. She's like, I can't lose another child now. So I'm gonna teach you. If you're gonna be out here doing this shit, you're gonna do that shit right. So mama gonna teach you. So it's Tasha and Tariq against the world. I feel sorry for little baby Yaz, y'all. So that's how it goes. That would be a good little spinoff. I'd watch it. So we'll see, y'all. We'll see what happens. And that was episode 6, season 6, Power. Y'all, it's a long review. I hope y'all watched it to the end because I gave y'all a lot, but it was worth watching. And thank you. And I will see y'all later and next week for Power. If you only watch my Power reviews, I get a lot of reviews, but I don't get a lot of subscribers from y'all watching. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, y'all, and join me next week and join me for all the other stuff I'm doing. Y'all have a good, blessed Sunday, and I will see y'all later. Peace.